all back to Hammerdown Festival 2022. You were last year 5 years ago, right? So things have changed a lot in that time.
5 years ago?
Yeah, dude, 2017.
Damn, son.
Yeah. That might have been put off the camera, I don't know. 5 years? I don't know. But, yeah, so how does it feel to be back?
Good, great, exciting.
Especially looks amazing.
Venue's sick. Definitely feels like an upgrade at the festival. So,
try my best.
Yeah. You've been working very hard.
Yeah, man, yeah. I've seen what you've been up to. It's cool, dude.
Trying, yeah, thank you. Look, I want to dive straight into the music. You guys have evolved a hell of a lot since you were last here. Why have you guys taken such a different route with the EPs that you've done as opposed to the real heavy stuff that you used to do?
Well, a few reasons really, isn't it? Like, yeah, like, we finished a bunch of music, which was the first wave of music that we all wrote together as this rendition of the band, before the pandemic. We were like, sweet, there's loads of songs, but oh, we can't tour it. So we sort of like sat on it for a bit, and then we ended up writing more. Then we got a new label, and they were like, oh, you guys should do an album too. We were like, okay. So now we've just got to the end of the backlog, and we've finally got a new record release for October, tour as well. So yeah, we're sort of finally up to date after like 2 and a bit years or something. Yeah, basically. It seems like it's been moving really fast, but it feels like it hasn't at all for us because we've just been waiting. Yeah, that's true. Can't really complain.
That's good. Yeah, I think Act 1 Rebirth was a real transition between the heavy stuff and the stuff from the last two movies. Was that a conscious decision?
Yeah, it was kind of supposed to be like, this is a new beginning, it's a bit of a new era kind of thing. We're kind of doing something a little bit different, starting it off, and that felt like the best way to transition from what we'd last released. Because we'd already played around with the sort of poppier stuff, more melodic things with lights and things like that. And Glow, although Glow had some heavy bits, it was still like...
But interestingly actually, Act 1 was the only one on the whole album that had any screaming on it. Which was kind of like a lean into it, and then
that's kind of what
the second one when there was no one at all on the second one and no one at all on the third one.
I just got bored of doing it, if I'm honest.
Now he's back.
Interesting. Oh, really? Okay, so because also even things like I've noticed through music videos and stuff, even things like images change. It's a bit less head and all. Is that also a conscious decision to kind of tweak your image as you go, or is that just come with time?
I feel like the image has to update with everything. We want to try and make everything as sort of coherent as possible with each sort of release. So we want to make sure that we look good. The hair thing is also just like I got bored of having long hair.
No, that's fair enough.
And I chose about 3 weeks before the first lockdown to start needing haircuts.
So the Dust Cloud video was probably the most professional video we'd ever done.
Oh, beautiful.
And when we did that, we kind of made a real conscious thing to be like, let's refine an image. So we got in there with like long hair dudes.
A couple of different people with
long hair dudes in black t-shirts in a warehouse doing the same. Like we wanted to make like an actual, like a visual, an image of what we were going to look like. And if that meant changing a few things, we were far more open to refining it. That was the kind of word.
It kind of goes with the music as well. We're trying to refine the sound as well, and you've got to refine the image and everything. So it kind of all cohesively makes like one big image.
The more you do it, the more you become aware of how all that stuff interacts as well. The more you become conscious of it, the more you see something back and you're like, that looks weird.
You can definitely see it throughout each different act has a different image as well as the sound. So the whole concept evolves through it.
So when you look at tracks like Water, it's very clear that the real technical elements are still very much there, right? And so, although the sound has evolved, what direction are you going in now? Do you still stick to the real techie stuff?
Some stuff. It's still in there. It's still in there. I think now there's a lot more concentration on just being a really good metal band. If you like, rather than we're not going to tech then and we do that.
We do tech where it needs to happen. There will be parts, especially with the new stuff that we're doing.
There's some proper 2 PM download festival riffs in there.
I like that.
It's good.
I like that. So you said where it needs it. How do you decide where that kind of stuff is needed?
I think it's essentially a case of like, when you're preparing a song to write and to send to the rest of the boys, it's like, where do you want the direction to take? And bring your gut feeling to actually think, is this actually going to be a case where it's actually going to make sense? Will this interact live with the crowds? Or will it interact live and playability-wise?
Some of the band, yeah, to playability aspect as well.
I think that's what the main aspect is.
Yeah, how hard is this going to be? How hard is it going to be?
Because
I must say that I think that we've written a few songs that we love, but haven't felt as fun to play live as some other ones. And I think the record that we've made now is much more like, these are going to be, we listen back to them and all of them are going to be really good to play live. And I think that's the kind of vibe we've gone for, and that's the...
So we still do like the techie bits, there's definitely some techie bits on the album.
Yeah,
it's
like where it needs to be.
Yeah, where it's actually really cool and not just tech for the sake of being technical.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I mean, also, how we've done this new album, we kind of encompassed what the lyrics are doing and the vocal melodies along with the riffs. So if the scene or the emotion is more complicated and more complex, the riffs will be as well.
Yeah.
And then when you get like the message and the chorus, it's more simpler and more, you kind of find the meaning of the song. So instead of just being loads of tech riffs and then you sing over it.
4/4's fine, isn't it? It's fine now, we're okay with that.
Easy.
Yeah, technical stuff's more impressive when it's surrounded by stuff that's
Also, and the same with the heavy stuff too. With the heavy stuff too, having this more melodic like angle generally as a vibe. I feel like when you do get a heavy section, you're like, oh, okay, it's if you eat spicy food all the time, and you wouldn't notice it was hot. And it's.
I grew up listening to Dream Theater, and one of my favourite bands is Mike Portnoy, and he's got obviously like really technical parts of their songs. Then when the other bandmates are doing the mad stuff, he doesn't need to do that as well because someone's doing it. You know what I mean? It's if someone's playing a solo, I don't need to do some mental like drum solo. There's no need for that. Look at the focus of the song is where you want it to be, and it's not getting drawn away from it by someone else doing something that doesn't necessarily need to be there. That's the kind of we're directing your attention exactly where you want it to go, rather than you concentrating on my force on the floor.
Awesome, okay. And I really want to ask about your Tech Fest set.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause, man, that is insane.
That was fun.
How did that come about? Because I understand you guys have been there since pretty much the beginning, right? So,
so
what was that like? Tell us about it.
Well, that was obviously crazy. That was everything just went perfectly. The crowd was just completely on board. It was completely packed.
Production value as well.
Production value was
like, that was what it was always supposed to be,
We kind of got the call that they were offering us that headline slot like about 4 to 6 weeks before the festival. So we were like, okay.
Well, there was the email. It was like, you've got an hour and a half. We're like, we have to double it.
Yeah, an hour and a half.
Wow.
Fill it how you want. Yeah. So we let's double the set.
We had about 45 minutes initially planned or something.
We played some old ones. We
it was interesting because
the first song they saved was the first song that we played in the previous Tech Fest as well. So it was quite fun playing.
We played some new stuff, played some really old stuff.
I was going to say, did you go back to like Edge of Infinity days?
Essentially, it was like breakdown, nostalgia to present times.
We did like a little section of old, like we kind of did. We did quite a lot of like Triptych and Breathe and a couple of new ones, and we had a little section of old music. And then we kind of went a little
put it in a box.
Yes. That was there. That was for the people that know what it is.
Sure.
And which turns out that everyone did.
That's all Tech Fest.
That's the crowd that knows that stuff really well.
The way the set was built was pretty much how we work. Very okay, we get a goal in mind, and then we need to do it in 4 weeks, 6 weeks. And it just fell into place. And
sometimes the timing is good, I think, for us. It's quite nice to have
strict deadlines.
Because I thought to myself, right, we're headlining a festival essentially. This has got to be a show rather than just a performance. And it was quite nice to think of how are we actually going to do things on stage? Like, we're kind of thinking about the breaks, where are we going to have the breaks, what are we going to say in those breaks, the lighting, how we're going to make the lighting look. It was all like, it made us much more professional as a performing band rather than just, how tight are we?
The pressure was definitely different.
How was this going to come across? And that was fun to do. It made us I felt it made us slightly more professional.
Yeah,
how we
definitely
perform,
taken
come across.
all of that from there. I think.
Yeah.
I feel like we're a better band than we were 2 months ago. Just
Really? Okay.
having that to really
That
get our teeth
experience.
into.
There's a brilliant element of when you do that kind of show, you have to, people are expecting more than just some bands playing, some guys playing some songs.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
But
not
also, for an hour and 20 minutes, you get bored if it's just someone on stage.
Just some dudes playing some songs for an hour and 20 minutes. That's not actually that exciting.
The entire crowd for the entire time. No one left.
Yeah, we're thinking about,
Yeah,
thinking about what are the people, how the people can
to
interact
actually see us.
as well. So we made it a conscious effort to be like, how can we make this an actual entertainment show?
Didn't just pick our favourites and play.
Not just play.
Yeah.
And white screen covers for an hour.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
No, it was good.
That's awesome. Yeah, that makes sense.
Very
A learning
nice.
experience as well, which I thought was good in terms of
Yeah, great to
how we
answer
prepare for
that.
stuff.
It was very nice to come out of that show and be like, wow, we can actually headline a festival.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Proof of
It's a
concept.
nice, what's the word?
Validation.
Yeah.
Because you don't really get that much being in behind the scenes and making music all the time. It's all
Yeah.
logistics and is everyone going to be there all the time? And you never see it from Hunter's perspective.
Yeah, no,
And
definitely.
being like, wow, this is an amazing show. We're just like, oh right, we've got 45 minutes left.
Yeah.
Do I have my tune up? Is this the one?
So it's definitely easy isn't it, to forget that that's who it's actually for as well. Like you're not doing it for yourself after a while, you know, you realise, oh yeah, no, this is for these guys. I mean,
For these guys.
what do they want? What do they want to hear? You know, who gives a shit what we want to hear? It doesn't really matter, you know.
Exactly.
Existimal, thank you so damn much for
Thank you, bro.
Thank you very much.
Check out their recent EPs, keep an eye on the new material
New
coming out.
single out on the 19th of August.
Yeah,
Pre-save
August.
well. Pre-save it. It's on
Buy
our
tickets
page.
for our tour in October.
You heard it here first, or probably second if you follow their social media.
Yeah, exactly.
Take care.
Boom, thank you guys.